Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen, and you're listening to probably one of my favorite episodes of Sales Funnel Radio so far. I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today, and now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio. What's up, guys? Hey, I know probably every episode is my favorite episode when I'm doing it, but anyway, I wanted to. This is one of the core reasons and ways to actually make more money. What? Hopefully that's an exciting topic for you. Hey, next to me, to my right now, there is it's a chest, and I've got a bunch of random stuff in there, some guns in there, and it's frankly extremely very thin, brittle chest, and it's slightly painted green, and there's these little latches on it that are all rusted out, and actually, frankly, it looks like a piece of junk. It does. If for right now in today's value, you probably wouldn't get much for this, which is kind of interesting, right? How many of you guys want to buy it? I would love to maybe ship it out to you if you guys want to buy it. Anyway, yeah, that'd be really, really awesome if you guys want to purchase it. You're like, what? See, are you kidding me? All right, let me shift it up for you now. Let me tell you that this chest belonged to Captain Wayne Karchner. He an ancestor of mine, and I believe this is this thing is old, guys. This is an heirloom. Okay, it's next to me, right? It's rusted out. I do keep a few things in it, but it's next to me right here. Captain Wayne Karchner. I've got several military members that have been in my bloodline, which is part of why we went into as well for myself. But right, interesting. Now, how many of you guys want to buy it now? Right? Would you be shocked if the price that I sold this for, after telling you that story, right, would be a little bit higher? No, it wouldn't shock you, would it? It would not shock you at all that I'd actually charge my money for that, right? Hey, I've got some pieces of dead tree over here. It's awesome. There's some black ink on them. It's a book. It's awesome. Anyway, how many of you guys want it? Sweet, cool. I'm gonna sell it for $100. You guys want it? Just message me right now. Is that cool? All right. What if I was to tell you that this one book has made me a butt ton of money and has actually given me the life that I have been wanting really, really bad? Cool. Is it worth $7.95? You guys get what I'm getting at? Hopefully you are. One of the questions I've been getting a lot lately. Some guy wrote out and he said, "Hey." This is one of the topics I've been pounding on a lot lately for my coaching students. I wanted to be able to go in and I wanted to teach you guys the same thing. This is important. This is very important. What I want you to know is that we're all about offer creation, right? Offer creation and storytelling. Those are like the only two things that I really care about anymore, okay? Those are the two most lucrative skill sets I can even think of. The farther I followed this rabbit hole down, the farther I've realized and more I've realized that that's really it. That's really it. I don't have to be an amazing creative individual with Photoshop. I like Photoshop, right? I don't have to be an amazing, crazy, creative individual with I don't have to know how to code, okay? There's a lot of people that know how to do this, okay? I can outsource all that stuff, but the thing that I cannot outsource very well, right, is this whole storytelling offer creation piece. But why? Why? Let me tell you a story real quick. A man walks down the street, okay? It's actually an alley. He walks down a street. He's kind of creeping, and he gets shot and dies. Okay? Let me switch it up for you, though, and give you some context. It's a war zone, and he's a soldier. Okay? Right? In 1 second, you might think that someone was murdered. In another, you might think that they were just killed in the battle zone. Fascinating. Context. Right? Context is everything. Context is what actually delivers value. Okay? Offers is not where value is created. I want you to know that. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm trying to help you guys look around to these objects that are around you. Okay, one of my favorite stories, right, is a story of this violin. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a movie, and you guys might know it, right? this movie where this violin is being shown, and it's at an auction, and people are like, oh, you know what? and someone's like, they're auctioning off this super old violin, and somebody's like, yeah, I don't remember what the price points were, but it was super low. And everyone's like, really? The auctioneer's like, you only paid that much for it? And no one would go any higher. Suddenly this old gentleman just starts walking up to the front of the room, and he takes the violin, and in front of everybody, he starts to clean it. And he cleans the violin, and he polishes it, and he tunes it, and then he plays like the most incredible song. And then just hands it back to the auctioneer and goes and sits back down. And the offers for the violin go through the roof. Why? Context, guys. Story, okay? Story creates context for things. Okay, when we're thinking about offer creation and products and value and how to make more money, okay, you have to understand your offer is not what creates value. Offers do not create value. Okay, they deliver it, they don't make it. Okay, they deliver it, they scratch the itch, but they don't make value. What makes value is a sales message. Okay, for example, okay, a lot of you guys know that I am religious. Here's a biblical example, right? There's a woman, she goes and she pays tithing. She gives away just 2 pieces of coin, whatever it was, I can't remember how much, right? Some rich people next to her make fun of her because she only gave just a little. Okay. Now, from a monetary standpoint, right, she gave just a little bit. These other people give a ton because they have a lot of money. Okay. Right. Christ, he's sitting on the side and he says, who gave more? Right. And everyone says, well, the rich people. Actually, let's give some context here. That was almost all our money. Right. Right. How much more worth were those coins that she gave, right? Think about it in those kinds of terms. Think about it, okay? There's a lot of things, objects, heirlooms you maybe have been given. For example, right? I go over to Cache Valley every once in a while. I've got family over there. I had no idea that one of my ancestors, right? One of my ancestors in I think Sweden or Denmark. I can't remember now. Now that I could say this if I wasn't recording an episode right now. One of my ancestors got on a ship and lived on a ship, going back and forth between. This is in mid 1800s, going back and forth between America and England until he had enough money to get off the ship, and he walked across America 7 times, helping people from the East Coast all the way over to the West Coast. Right. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He did it 7 times. The guy was so intense, like, and such a leader, but a humble leader. No one else really knew. Anyway, they wanted him to settle in this area, Cache Valley, and they wanted him to be the mayor, and he said no. He did not want to be the mayor. And they went in and they literally voted him to be the mayor without him wanting to be the mayor, and they made him the mayor. Okay, they called him to be the leadership, and he did not want to be in it. And he constantly fought back. The only way is because it was by public vote. They just chose him to be, and he decided to be, and he ran from it. He didn't want to be. And now when I go into Cache Valley, that place means more to me. Right? That means more to me. He settled part of that area over there. He helped create the towns and everything. Right? When I go in there, it means more to me now. Why? Context. Okay? Story. I know the story now. Right? I went and I saw his gravestone. That guy was a crazy entrepreneur. I had no idea until I learned that. Right? That gravestone means a lot more to me now because I know the story. I know the context. Value is created in story. Story changes context. Context is what creates value. When I sit back and I say, hey, go get this thing called ClickFunnels. Go get this product over here. I got this cool product over here called Secret MLM Hacks. It's killing it. It's awesome. We have a lot of cool success stories. People are doing great in it, right? If I just go say that, be like, oh, sweet, an opportunity for Steven to take my money, right? If I start telling my actual story, though, if I develop a sales message, if I use some frameworks that's meant to change the way that people see the world, that people see the product, value is created in a sales message, not an offer. And it's the reason I laugh so hard when people are like, well, I would go sell it, yeah, but I'm not done creating the offer. The offer is, I don't think anybody will pay for the offer yet. I'm always like, oh my gosh, that is not how value is created. Okay? Value is not created through the offer. It is delivered through it, but it's not created in it. It's created inside the sales message, because the sales message delivers context. The sales message changes frames. It changes the blueprint of how we see the world, of how we see the object, of how we see the offer. Okay? Get good at developing those stories. Get good at telling those stories. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why I keep trying to preach that just a little bit. I mean, I know I've kind of pounded it hard in the past little bit, but that's the reason why too. I was telling them to go publish. I know I'm a broken record with the publishing thing. Okay, I know I am, but it's because when you publish, people see you differently. You are changing the context that they're looking at you with. How many of you guys, when you first saw me, and you're like, oh yeah, that's the lead funnel builder at ClickFunnels, right? Without listening to this podcast, how many of you guys, right? You guys didn't know much about me. You didn't have affinity for my brand and what I'm doing, right? You didn't, and that's fine. I know that. I knew that. Therefore, I publish. Does that make sense? And now when I say, hey, I'm having an event. Hey, I'm having a mastermind. Hey, this is a sweet book. By the way, I'm writing a book right now about all the lessons I learned next to the desk of Russell Brunson. Okay? And it's freaking awesome. Okay, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like 300 pages. It's really, really good. Anyway, right? You guys don't care about that though until I deliver context. Okay? Until I deliver context. And I need you to know that. And it's exact. I'm just trying to help you understand that. Like when you are developing your offers, when you're coming up with something new to sell, right? That's the reason why first you start with the sales message piece, right? You're going to have to figure out on a very rough draft kind of 30,000 foot view level of what your offer is, right? Or an idea of what it's going to be. You don't make the thing until you know that it actually turns money. But it's not the offer that's turning money, okay? You don't get paid because of an offer. You don't, okay? You get paid because of a sales message, because of a sales letter. That's what gets you paid. That's the thing to obsess over. So if there's any skill set I can like beg you guys to go learn and be obsessive over, it is the skill set of telling stories. Okay, it is the skill set of selling stuff. It's the skill set, right? And thankfully, like one more step back on that ladder is becoming a good marketer. Because if you can be a good marketer, you don't have to sell as hard, which is awesome. But at the core of marketing is storytelling. It's educating. It's educating with the intent that they go and purchase something. Okay, that's what marketing is. You're changing belief patterns. How do you do that? You're changing context. You're adding context. You're taking away context. You're adding things to it so they look differently at an object that might otherwise be 4 pieces of thin wood next to me on the side, right here on the floor, right? You know what I mean? But there's context with it now. And now there's a story behind it. And now that there is a story, right? People will pay more because now they know the story. They know the context. They see the value, right? But it already was it's 4 pieces of wood that's pretty destroyed. You know what I mean? Did the monetary actual value of this chest right next to me change when I told you that story? Right? Not really. Right? No, it did. It's still the exact same thing. It's the same pieces of wood. It's not like the thing is. It's not like it's an appreciating asset, right? It's this piece of wood right here. But why does it have a lot of value? Because of the context, because of the story that you now know. So when you're developing your offers, please know that that's not where you get paid. You get paid because of story, which ultimately is your sales message. And anyway, that's the whole point. I'm trying to help you guys understand. The products and offers, it's not where the value is created. It's in the sales message. The product and offer just delivers. Okay, it delivers on the value, but that's not where the value is created. If your stuff is if you're having a hard time selling your stuff, number one, yeah, definitely look at your offer. Maybe there's certain things in there that I don't know. Maybe it just sucks. But really, the reality is that you could go in and have a crappy offer with a fantastic sales message. It's a classic example when you go and buy something on the internet and it shows up and it's pure garbage. Why did that work? Right? It worked because the sales message was amazing. It was incredible. But the actual product itself was terrible. Okay. Most of the time people that's like the 2-step method, right? Of getting paid more. Just number one, graduate your product from bring it from a product and turn it into an offer. Don't sell products, sell offers. Right. And then number 2, go make this incredible story, make an amazing sales message, because that's really what assigns value. I will never get rid of my ClickFunnels account, right? Never, ever. Why? Not just because of the money that comes from it, because of all the story, right? It's like the stories Russell tells, right? Where he goes out and he says, hey, look, I even saw it, right? When people, they would never use their ClickFunnels account ever. They just like the t-shirt because they like the culture that's behind it, right? They've got t-shirts. They've got the context behind why that t-shirt matters. Does that make sense? Shut trial close, you guys. You guys getting this? Anyway, I hope that is hitting home for you. This is such a huge topic, and I'm trying to hit it like straight between the eyes because there's a lot of people who've been saying this to me lately, right? Hey, I'm not done with my offer yet, therefore I cannot sell anything. It's like, well, that's not how things are sold, so yes, you can, right? Someone reached out to me the other day, and they're like, they said, I can't remember who said it, but they were snippy's not the right word. They were very forward though. They're like, how does somebody purchase something that's not created yet? Right? When I say, hey, go create something, go create the sales message and start selling before the actual offer and products are created, right? Someone's like, who would do that? Like, well, a lot of people do that. That's how I've launched everything. That's how I launched, right? When we launched Funnel Builder Secrets, right? That whole offer went out there, just incredible offer. The offer wasn't made yet. We knew what it was, but it wasn't created, right? We actually didn't put it together yet. But an amazing sales message was together, right? You made millions of dollars off that thing before it was even done, right? Lots of money. When I built, the original 2 Comma Club coaching program, Secrets Masterclass, right? When I was putting that together, we were selling that thing. It was in the 2 Comma Club before the thing was even done, right? Why? Because the value was already assigned. Right? And now the value was assigned, people were paying for it because the value was higher in perceived value than they were actually paying for it. Right? And then I could go in and I could just create it. I literally created it 1 week ahead of them. So who does that? A lot of people, right? I just listened to a sweet interview with Ezra Firestone and Ryan Moran. Actually, Russell sent over to me. And he was saying the exact same thing. Ezra Firestone does the exact same thing. He creates this cool sales message, makes sure that it sells. He sells his beta users for $1,000, and then the future people have to purchase it for $1,500. But that first beta group helps them create the product that they purchased. Does that make sense? Anyway, I think I say that does that make sense too many times. I got to start breaking out more trial closes. Anyway. I hope, though, that, like I said, that's hitting home, that you guys are getting it, okay? The ability to develop a marketing and sales message is so powerful. That is where value is created. That is where value is assigned because it's where context is delivered, okay? It's where context is given. We see the blueprint of the object differently, right? Even though, right, this water bottle in front of me, I used to backpack a lot growing up, right? And there was this Nalgene water bottle that I had, and that thing went with me everywhere. I mean, I took that water bottle. I don't know how many hundreds of miles I backpacked with that water bottle, but I would never get rid of it. There was like a value I had assigned to it, right? When we were backpacking these different areas, we'd run out of water and we have to ration water and be a little bit scary, actually. Like right? That's the water bottle. For some reason, I don't know why, I won't get rid of that water bottle. I can't find it now. That was a lot of years ago, okay? But for a long time, that was it, right? It was not just a piece of plastic to me. Right? There was a story, lots of them, behind that very water bottle. Does that make sense? Sounds cheesy, totally true though. Completely accurate and applies to every object that you're selling. Okay? Find ways to deliver new context. Find ways to break, another way, right, to say that. Find ways to break and rebuild belief patterns. That's what that is anyway. All right, for fear of saying the same thing over and over again, I should probably end this episode. All right, guys, you're all awesome. Appreciate you. And go figure out how to tell a more powerful story. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening. Hey, look, can't decide what funnel you need or need more in-depth training on how to use your current funnel? Find out which funnel you need at salesfunnelbroker.com and get your premium pre-built funnels and training today.